So welcome back to another one, you guys. If you were new to the channel, my name is Andrew with Younger Toyota in Hagerstown, Maryland. For more information on our inventory, please feel free to check out the link in the description box below. And so today we are in the brand new 2023 Toyota Tundra 1794 edition because this thing is an absolute beast. It was actually named after the ranch where Toyota purchased the land from, and which is now where they actually build this particular Tundra, which is pretty cool. So you got a lot of Western style accenting. You get 2 years or 25,000 miles of complimentary maintenance as well, so it's going to save you a little bit of money there. So ultimately in this video we will be testing out and going over everything about this one. So having said that, what do you guys say? Let's just go ahead and jump right into it, and as always, let's start with pricing. And so there will be several different configurations for the 2023 Tundra 1794 edition. So essentially you're starting at $59,460 for the 4x2 Crew Max, the 5.5 foot bed, and then it can go up to $62,790 for the 4x4 Crew Max with a 6.5 foot bed. So a couple different configurations there, but nonetheless, power plant on the 1794 edition is going to be the same. Powering the beast is a 3.4 liter twin turbo V6, putting out 389 horsepower at 5,200 RPM, 479 pound-feet of torque coming in at 2,400 RPM, power sent to rear wheels or all wheels through Toyota's four-wheel drive system, of course. Power sent to the ground through a 10-speed automatic, 0 to 60 time actually coming in at an impressive 5.7 seconds. We'll do a little acceleration test here in a little bit, but MPG numbers then coming in at 18 in the city, 23 in the highway for the rear-wheel drive, 17 city, 22 then on the highway for the all-wheel drive. But believe it or not, Toyota recommends regular unleaded fuel, which is kind of impressive because you would think with a twin turbo V6 it'd be premium, but anyways, I like it. So before we do any kind of fun acceleration test here in the Tundra, that I wanted to mention to you guys, the drive modes is a circular dial located directly behind the shifter. That's going to give you drive modes like Eco, Sport, Normal, and Tow and Haul mode, essentially adjusting things like the shift points and the throttle responses. So now having got all of that out of the way, I'm actually going to stop. I'm going to get some gas real quick because we got 2 miles left till empty. And then we're gonna do a quick little acceleration test and we'll see how quickly we can get this one here up to speed. All right, let's do it here. Off we go. Hey, buddy. Holy cow. That's impressive. All right, this thing is actually dang quick. I didn't expect it because this is kind of a mammoth of a truck. But yeah, acceleration is quite great in this thing. You're not gonna have any issues emerging onto the highway. Dare I say, you might even actually be able to have a little bit of fun in the Tundra. That was a very impressive acceleration, so I'm digging it. But anyways, to go along with that acceleration, as always, braking is equally important. And so up front, you will find 13.9-inch ventilated front discs. In the back, 13.6-inch ventilated rear discs. As far as that 60-0 stopping distance goes, we were kind of coming up to a stop here. It's 143 feet. As far as braking feel goes, it's a little bit on the softer side, if I'm being honest, but it's pretty much as expected for a truck of this size. You're definitely not going to stop on a dime, but it's not bad. It's probably something that wouldn't bother me. But anyways, then touching on suspension and handling. Up front, you're going to get an independent double wishbone type front suspension. In the back, coil spring multi-link rear suspension, off-road suspension with Bilstein shocks that goes for $2,105. And there is an advanced package that goes for $2,995. That gives you an adaptive variable suspension, which essentially monitors each shock absorber individually, not only adjusting to the road imperfections, giving you a smoother ride, but also tightening up that suspension during heavy cornering, really giving you the best of both worlds. So I'm definitely a big fan of that. We actually do have that today, so when I'm going over things like a speed bump right here, it's really not that bad. So it's probably the best you can get. Adaptive variable suspensions are going to give you that, so big fan of that. So essentially what I'm trying to say is when it comes to ride quality, it's been perfectly fine. Definitely not going to have any issues there. As far as steering feel goes, it kind of leads on the heavier side of things, which I'm a big fan of. So do like the weight of the steering. It gives you better driver feedback when it's a heavier feel as opposed to a looser steering feel. So big fan of that. Touching on cabin noise, we're going 55 miles per hour right now. I'll let you guys be the judge of that, but certainly not too bad there. Did want to also mention though, an acoustic laminated front windshield is going to come standard on the Tundra, so that's certainly going to assist with less cabin noise coming in here, so I like that. Touching on visibility, I can see pretty darn good out the back. It pretty much looks like every other truck out there when it comes to rear visibility, so not going to have any issues there either. Rain sensing windshield wipers actually do come standard on the Tundra, so what that is essentially it's going to detect any kind of mist or rainfall. It's going to automatically turn on those windshield wipers for you, so it's just one less thing you got to worry about there. So nice little convenience feature. And there is an optional 10-inch color head-up display that I'm currently looking at right now. It's going to project your speed limit, and safety features up on your windshield, so it better helps assist with forward visibility there as well. But anyways, that pretty much rounds out the performance segment of this review, you guys. Let's now go ahead and take a look at the exterior of our brand new 2023 Toyota Tundra 1794 edition. All right, so here she is, you guys, the new 2023 Toyota Tundra, finished in wind chill pearl, in case you were curious of our exterior color name. But let's go ahead and start, as always, as to where this thing is made. The VIN number starts with a 5, therefore this thing is actually made in the US, as I mentioned at the very beginning of the video. So let's go ahead and start up front on the Tundra here. Front grille is shared with the platinum trim level for the 1794 here, so it's going to look pretty similar to that. Very masculine looking front end here, so I do like that. Finished in kind of a brushed aluminum finish. You actually do get active grille shutters as well, meaning the shutters are going to open and close dependent upon the engine cooling that is needed at any given time, so that is pretty cool. I do like the Tundra lettering found in kind of the bottom portion of that front grille. It's going to be finished in chrome. I showed that last year on the limited trim level that I reviewed as well, so that is pretty cool. I like seeing that there. You do also get LED fog lights kind of integrated into the grille design. They're going to be found at the very bottom kind of portion of the grille there, so that is pretty cool. So I like how they kind of integrated it there. You can hardly even tell that they are fog lights, so kind of cool. To the sides, LED headlights do come standard with LED daytime running lights. Of course, you get the automatic feature, meaning when it starts to get dark at night, headlights are going to turn on automatically for you there. Also though, you get automatic high beams. So essentially when you have your high beams on at night and it senses a vehicle coming in the opposite direction, it's going to automatically dim them back to low beams. Then when that vehicle is gone, it's going to automatically then bounce it back up to high beams. That is pretty darn cool as well. And there is some additional ventilation kind of found right under the headlights as well, so that is an opening there, so I do want to mention that. But anyways, that pretty much rounds out the front end. Very masculine, very aggressive looking front end, just like last year. So let's now go ahead and make our way to the side. All right, so now since we are around to the side of this one, let me first start with, there is a gloss black A-pillar that does come standard. You guys can probably see that there. Chrome beltline molding also coming standard. Rear privacy glass yet again. But the one thing where the 1794 edition really differentiates itself between the other trim levels of the Tundra here is the trim level badging typically is found on the rear doors for other trim levels, but with the 1794 edition, you're actually going to get that trim level badging found on the front doors. I'll get up a little closer here so you guys can see it, but it does say 1794 edition. You got the kind of the Texas star down there as well, and that's kind of surrounded by a chrome finish, so that looks pretty darn good. I like that. When it comes to the side mirrors, they are power adjustable. They are chrome finished, so that is pretty cool as well. I can see myself in it. They are heated, they're auto dimming, you get integrated turn signals, they're power folding, they got the reverse tilt down feature as well, so really it doesn't get any better when it comes to features on the side mirrors there. They take a look down at the wheel setup. That's going to come in at 20 inches, and they are a machine finished alloy wheels. So I love the look of them. They actually really look good, and I like the kind of the gray finish surrounding the fender surrounds there too. Didn't want to leave that out. But anyways, that pretty much rounds out the side profile. So now go ahead and make our way to the back. All right, so now since we are around to the back of this one, on that lift gate handle there, you do have the Toyota lettering spelled out horizontally, and that's going to be finished in chrome. You got the Tundra lettering spelled out on the lift gate itself. That looks pretty darn good. Also have some chrome accenting found on the bottom portion there. You do get 4 and 7 pin connectors. You guys can see that to the left of the license plate there. When it comes to max towing capacity for the 4x4 Crew Max with a 5.5-foot bed, that's where you're going to find your max there, 11,050 pounds. So in case you were curious about that. Did want to also mention though, towards the bottom here, you do have a little tailgate step there that I can release to help you get in there. And there is a single exhaust outlet to the side. Now the chrome finish doesn't come standard, but yeah, that looks pretty darn good. But as always, I do believe you guys know what we have to do next. Here is that exhaust clip. Alright, so now since we are around to the back of the Tundra, when it comes to opening that rear tailgate, there is a tailgate release bump switch on the driver's side taillight. That is the coolest way to go ahead and open it up. But there is a button on the key fob, and of course there's the actual lever on the tailgate itself, but the bump switch and the tail light, that is the 007 way. But anyways, once opened up, again, bed size is going to come in at either 5.5 feet or 6.5 feet, your choice. I reviewed the 6.5 foot last year in case you wanted to take a look. I'll leave a link to that video at the end of this one. Max payload capacity comes in at 1,665 pounds. There's a deck rail system, of course, back there with 4 adjustable tie-down cleats. There's an aluminum reinforced composite bed. That is pretty cool. Integrated LED lighting back there as well. And to my surprise, I actually found a 120 volt power outlet back there. I loved seeing that. You never know when you're going to have to use that. But anyways, so then making our way up to the rear legroom, that is going to come in at 41.6 inches, which is actually very impressive. And by the way, the 1794 edition only comes in Crew Max form, so there's no double cab or anything else. So wanted to mention that, but 41.6 inches for reference. I am an even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I had back there. But rear seats, of course, in typical truck fashion, they are 60/40 flip up bench seats. So they do flip up for some extra added storage there. And by the way, rear underseat storage does come standard here, so that's pretty cool. Rear ventilation, of course, back there. There are rear USB charging ports. There's yet again another 120 volt power outlet, so that's wonderful. Storage back there. Rear center armrest with cup holders as expected, but these are two things though that surprised me on it. Really, you don't see this that much on a truck. There's rear window sunshades, so I guess if you have kids back there or you're just a vampire or something, you got rear window sunshades, so that's pretty cool. And heated and ventilated rear seats coming standard on the 1794, so that's wonderful. Usually, a lot of times you'll find heated rear seats optional, but you won't find the ventilated rear seats. They're usually reserved for the front passengers, so, or front seats, so that's pretty cool. I absolutely love that. But then making our way up to the front seats, 10-way power adjustable front seats with 4-way power lumbar coming standard. Did want to also mention we got power thigh extensions, which is pretty nuts as well. Leather finish coming standard. Memory settings, of course, that can be found on the driver's side door there for up to 2 different drivers. And heated and ventilated front seats, of course, since the rear seats are the same thing. So overall seating was 100% perfectly comfortable. I didn't have any issues there. Seats are plenty adjustable, so you really shouldn't. But let's take a look at the steering wheel. It is tilt and telescoping. It is actually power adjustable, so that is pretty cool as well. And it is leather wrapped, and I love the thicker bolsters on both the 10 and 2, and also, I guess you could call it the 6 o'clock is so thick of a bolster. 100% love that. And the steering wheel is actually heated then as well for super cold days in Western Maryland like today. So then making our way to the startup, let me start by showing you guys the key here. You do have your, all of your buttons are located on one side of the key. Toyota logo is at the bottom, lock, unlock, and that button to pop the rear tailgate there, but it is all keyless entry with the push button start. So all I'm going to do here is simply put my foot on the brake and press that engine start button, kind of located just by the driver's right knee then. And so once started up, one of the best parts about the 1794, full 12.3 inch digital gauge cluster coming standard. So I absolutely freaking love that. And so of course it's going to show a drive mode that you adjust it to. It's going to show you boost pressure on the right. That's pretty cool. You're going to have your tachometer front and center, digital speedometer within that, how many miles you have left until you hit empty. So we're actually below 0 right now. It just says refuel at this point. So interesting. And of course there are steering wheel mounted controls found on the left side of the steering wheel where you can adjust between a bunch of different other things as well. So digital gauges are wonderful. You can really customize it. So big fan of them. Then make our way to overall interior quality. A panoramic roof does come standard. LED interior lighting does come standard. There's American walnut wood grain interior trim. I absolutely love that. That's found in the doors as well as just above the passenger side glove box. Auto dimming rear view mirror with home link controls for up to 3 different garage doors. Love that as well. Wireless phone charger coming standard. That's located just in front of the cup holders. It's charging up my phone right now. Dual zone climate control also coming standard. And as far as the interior quality goes, there's like a 3-tone theme going on here. You got your dark brown, you got your light leather, you got kind of this black just below it all in the passenger side glove box. It's contrast stitching everywhere and a lot of brown colors, so it's really that Western theme that I was telling you guys about at the beginning. One of my favorite parts is the 1794 edition engraved into that walnut trim found above the passenger side glove box there. That's a very, very nice touch. The armrest on both of the doors, as well as the back doors too, actually, I just noticed that. It's super thick. thick, so it's really comfortable to just rest your arm there. I'm a big fan of that as well. Just in front of the shifter, you have an electromechanical parking brake. There's your wireless phone charger, like I said, dual cup holders, and within the center armrest, there is an absolute ton of space. You have a USB charging port, USB-A and USB-C actually, a couple of coin slots in there, and a bunch of compartmentalized storage, and there's a little bit of storage just underneath of the walnut portion of that center armrest as well. So what I'm trying to say is interior quality is dang near perfect, especially for a truck. Like, you never see this in a truck. But anyways, then make our way to the infotainment screen. 14-inch color touchscreen display does come standard. Bluetooth and audio streaming with that. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, but not just Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. So there's no cables needed. So like that, you can check out your driving statistics up there, and of course your radio information as well. And so when it comes to the sound system, there is a 12-speaker JBL sound system that comes standard, that comes with a subwoofer and an external amp. So having said that, what do you guys say? Let's go ahead and turn on the radio, see what we got playing today, and let's test out the clarity of this one. That's insane. Bass was crazy. Bass is insane on this freaking JBL sound system we have here in the Tundra. Clarity was perfectly fine as well. That's an incredible sound system for the Tundra without a doubt. But anyways, last thing I want to mention to you guys on that infotainment screen is when you do put the Tundra in reverse, you will find your rear view camera coming standard, but you will also get that panoramic view monitor there to the right, letting you know what is completely all around you. There's several different views you can check out as well here. So there's a little tailgate view where you can check on your cargo in the back if you wanted to make sure it's not flying out and hitting the people behind you. There's your side mirrors view. There's a kind of a front view as well. There's so many different views you could choose to display. So I absolutely love that. It's probably the best screen I've seen with that many different cameras besides maybe a Tesla. So wonderful. Anyways, that is going to bring us into safety. And so this is where it really gets good. Ihs Top Safety Pick Plus, which is the very highest designation given by IIHS. That pretty much says it all right there. And that makes this the safest truck in existence, if I remember correctly, because I know the F-150 isn't an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. I know the Silverado isn't. I know the Ram 1500 isn't. So this thing is incredibly safe is what I'm trying to get at. Front side curtain airbags do come standard. Driver and passenger knee airbags as well. In the back, you're going to have latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats. Rear child door locks, tire pressure monitoring system, but also Toyota Safety Sense 2.5. That's going to give you a pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, full speed dynamic radar cruise control, lane departure alert with steering assist, lane tracing assist, automatic high beams, road sign assist, blind spot monitoring system with rear cross traffic alert, and front and rear parking sensors. And so overall, when it comes to my final thoughts, like I just said, this is the safest truck currently available today. So like I said, IHS Top Safety Pick Plus, that beats all the competition. Also excellent tech on this thing, which trucks are traditionally not known for. So you got the full digital gauge cluster, you got a massive 14-inch infotainment screen. The tech on this is absolutely wonderful. Great interior quality. This is a 1794 edition after all. You got authentic wood trim. You have contrast stitching and leather finishes. It's wonderful. Plenty of power. 0 to 60 in less than 6 seconds in a truck of this size is incredible. Tailgate release button in the tail light. I think that is so stinking cool as well. And so, but that is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow Younger Toyota at social media at the bottom of the screen. Be sure to hit the subscribe with the bell notification button if you're into new car reviews. That is what we do here on this channel after all. Do appreciate you guys watching more than you know, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye.